So the other piece of the leadership lever on our maturity model for level 1 is accountability. It's in both the organizational and the leadership because it's so pivotal. In the leadership lever, what we're doing from a project perspective is that the project team, we're getting them to clarify and document both what we call team accountability and individual accountability. And this is a big shift in the system that most teams are used to. They're used to individual accountability and who owns what part. But they never have a way to connect the team to something that's bigger than themselves. And often it's that final deliverable, and you've got a project leader who's out there by themselves. And that type of situation is what positions leaders to think they need authority. Because, well, I've got this team and I've got to tell them what to do because this is my deliverable. Well, we want to make sure that we're positioning the leader to say, okay, I've got accountability to get this thing done, but my team shares in that accountability. And shared accountability becomes really important to success of the team because we now connect them to getting this done together. So what we want to do in a project is connect the team with the leader. We don't want to do that with authority. We want to use accountability to do that. And if you set up the system right and you position team accountability to take precedence over individual, you start to change that behavior. So part of getting to maturity level 1 also is addressing both the organizational lever and the leadership lever. If you do both of those together, now you've set up the system to really drive the strategy. If your organization isn't ready though to really address the organizational lever, that's okay. We've trained lots of project teams in the methodology and the leadership skills that they can do their projects better, that they can really drive projects in a more effective and efficient way. And one of the reasons it's very powerful is because if we don't have a common set of priorities, and there are competing priorities out there, when a project team comes together and understands how to plan together, they actually can take all those priorities into consideration and create plans that are achievable based on available capacity. And often teams aren't doing that. They're not thinking about, well, let me proactively plan and see what's achievable to do and then negotiate. What they're often doing is they're getting a date and then they just try to shove everything into that date, and that really doesn't position them for success. Because most often they're failing. And people don't like to hear that word. Well, I didn't fail, I got it done. And I'll say, okay, did you get it done on the date they originally asked you? Or did you get it done and you had to postpone? Oh, I had to postpone. Okay, well, that's not achievable if you've had to postpone. Why not let us set it up so that we know what we can get done, we set that date, and everybody feels good about that. And that type of culture, we call that a culture of success, is really helping an organization to drive results in a better way.